Hey, Steve from Sparky's Garage. We're back on the BMW. We're gonna fix a pretty common issue with these cars is the power windows. Sometimes they don't work, or like the driver's side, the whole window just basically fell down. So we're gonna basically have to take both door panels off on both sides. I gotta figure out why that window basically fell off the track. It's back on right now. And then this window here doesn't work at all. So we're gonna try to figure out if it's a switch or possibly the regulator on this side. So let's dive into this thing. So here's the stock door panel. Basically gotta pop off of this bezel. There's some torque screws right here. And then the rest is just clips down the bottom, up the sides, pop them off, and then basically you gotta pick up the door panel and then walk it off. And then I believe you gotta unscrew these guys too. Never done this before, but let's dive into it. Let me get this thing off. So the door panel is off. So it has 3 clips on that side, 3 clips on that side. And then, like I said, this little bezel you gotta pop off. It basically just slides. So this just slides forward and it pops right off. Then we have these 2 little covers, and they take a 15 Torx to get the screws out. So now we're gonna see what's going on here. So we'll probably take these things off, and then check out some of this wiring in here. It's pretty wild. I'll clean some of this up. Oh, also there was 3 little connectors for the speakers and for the switches. Also, while I'm in here, I'm gonna basically clean and grease all the window tracks. So I'm gonna test this window out, see what the deal is. Everything seems okay, but obviously something's not right. So let me see what I can do here. Sound good? See, there it goes. Oopsie. Alright, so I think I found the problem. Basically it's basically like a scissor. So this front one up here keeps popping off on the little square plastic. So let me kind of figure out how to get to it now. So right now the window is all the way up. This bottom gear is exposed. So I'm gonna take some brake clean and a rag and clean all the old grease off. And then I got some grease and a paintbrush, and I'm gonna basically re-grease all this. I'm gonna use marine grease. It's water resistant. That's the reason I like using that stuff. So I'll clean all this. I'll try to get in here, clean all this stuff up. Basically re-grease it all up, and then we'll try to address this top little scissor. So I dropped the window just a little bit, and look at this in here. This thing is bone dry inside. There's no grease inside that track. So here is the piece that I believe is broken or is worn out. It could be also just because it's gummed up so bad with such old grease on it. But basically this is kind of hard to see, but let me get in here. So if you can see, there's that square track. This slides in there and it rides inside. And then there's basically a little ball. Well, it keeps popping off of that, and that's why this window right here falls down. So I'm gonna try to grease this all up. Actually, I'm gonna already clean it all up, re-grease it, try to snap it on, and I'm gonna see if the ball will stay snapped onto this or not. Window's back together. Everything is glued or greased up. I cleaned everything with rags. I mean, there's just old dried up grease. So what I think happened is there was no grease in this scissor right here. This is the one that popped off. I think just over time it basically popped the ball. this arm right here has a ball, and it goes inside of that clip. Or sorry, the clip. It goes inside that, yeah, the plastic clip. And then it has another basically retainer clip that holds that ball from pulling out. And I think it's just from the friction being not greased up, it popped itself free. That's why that whole window fell down. But you can see now it's all greased up here, greased up here. I put some WD-40 down here, greased this track, that track, and yeah, window goes up and down fine. There's up all the way, down, perfect. Back up. So this door is fixed. I'm gonna jump over to the other side. We're gonna diagnose why that one just doesn't work at all. So now we're on the passenger side. Same thing. I'm gonna use my little plastic tools that I have from Harbor Freight. We're gonna pop this door panel off. Again, pop that bezel off, the 2 screws, and then there is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll pop this panel off. So passenger side panel's off. It looks like it has the original, like, I don't know what this thing is, little insulation piece. So I just pulled it back and look what I found. This is to the window motor. It's not even plugged in. So I'm gonna plug this in real quick and see if this window works. Maybe this is the problem the whole time. It does not look like it's connected. I believe this is the one to it. I could be wrong. Let me try. All right, so I found that the plugs for the motor were disconnected. Plugged them in, and it works going down, nothing going up. So I have to figure this out. I don't know what the deal is. So here is where I'm at. I basically took the whole window motor and arm assembly off. I plugged this in and this thing works perfect. It goes up and down. So I'm kind of lost right now. I don't know if it's just when it has any pressure on it, it doesn't allow it to work. So I'm gonna try a couple things real quick, but it works. Let me turn the camera here. So you watch if I hold it up. So that's all the way down, all the way up. So I'm gonna try just holding some pressure on it, see if I can make it not work. Nope. Let me try it again. Nope. So here's a prime example. There is no grease on here. I'm guessing that used to be grease, but look at this. I mean, I'm pushing hard and it won't slide whatsoever. This is supposed to slide on this track. So I'm gonna say this is our culprit right here. I can't get this thing off. So what I need to do is get that plastic piece off. This one, oh, this one's starting to come off. Whoa, this is not good. This one's missing the whole freaking corner. Look at this one. It is gone. So I need to get in here, probably clean all this stuff out like I did on the other side, and put this back together. And looks like that one's broken too. So I will need 2 new clips. Yay! Well, I'm dead in the water. This one here is one that came out of the car. It's broken. This one is the other one that came out of the car. This was the really broken one. I have an extra window regulator and track, so I robbed one of the pieces out of there. And I mean, look how smooth this is. This is how it's supposed to work. Your window's supposed to slide nice and smoothly on there. So I need to order one for that side. But since I'm this far, I'm gonna order 2 brand new ones. And then I still have the door panel off on that side. So I'm gonna order 2 for that window, just so I don't have to do this all over again. So we're dead in the water right now till I order some parts. So we have a happy mail day. We got our new clips for the windows, so we don't have to use those old junk ones. Now there is a certain orientation how to put those clips in. You want to basically put this one in from this side, so you have access to the clip, and then on this side, it's vice versa. You're gonna put it on this way, so you have access to the clip. So I'm gonna go ahead and install those on there. Then we're gonna go ahead and put our scissor arm and motor assembly all back on, and then we're gonna test it out and see if the window goes up and down and doesn't get stuck anymore. Like I said, I think it was stuck just because all that stuff was gummed up, you saw. I'm still gonna try to get in here with some brake clean and a little brush, try to clean all this out. I'm gonna lube all that up. So yeah, let me get working on this. So Houston, we have a problem. So these are the aftermarket stock replacements for these. So here's the stock one. You can see how easy it moves, because that's how the arm has to basically be able to ride on that track. This is the aftermarket one. It is so tight, I can barely move it. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna pop this off. I'm gonna go put this on a little grinder wheel, and I'm gonna grind this down a little bit. I may do this other side too, but basically I'm gonna grind it down, just take a little bit of material off so that it's a little bit more free to slide like this one is. So typical thing when you buy aftermarket cheap parts, these are cheap eBay parts that I found. Yes, the BMW ones probably the correct ones to get, but yeah, this is the deal with aftermarket parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind this top section, take a little material off, and we'll test fit it. Well, that seemed to do the trick. Now you can see it moves nice and free. That's what we want. So I will have to modify that one, and we should be ready to go. All right, so quick mistake on my part is I have these on wrong. So see how if this was on there, the pin is stuck behind the arm. So I gotta reverse this. So I gotta basically have where the clip is on this side so I can get it off. And then same with this one, I gotta flip it around so the clip is that way I can get it off. My bad, learning as I go. All right, moment of truth. So you can see I got that one back on, and then there's the other arm, pivot arm, that's back on. I went ahead and just started this one by hand, started that one by hand. This one I actually tightened down, and this one I actually tightened all the way down so I could test this out. Motor's re-plugged in. We're gonna see if we have a working window. So give me 2 seconds here. Hopefully we got a window. Nope. This sucks. I can go down, but not up. All right, back to the drawing board. Fun stuff, back apart again. So I am just gonna bypass that whole thing. I have an extra one that came with the car, and I'm guessing they kind of probably already knew that there was something wrong with that motor. That's the only thing it can be, because like I said, I got the tracks all working good. So I know it's not hanging up on the tracks anymore. So I think it's just a bad motor. So I'm gonna go ahead and lube this all up, clean it all up, stick it in there, and we're gonna see if this one works or not. Wish me luck. So, got the other regulator in, key is on. You gotta hold the button here on the striker to see if it works. Yeah! We have a window, boys. Woo. Don't know what happened now. So I think it thinks door jams on. Jim Smith. So you saw on the window that we got it working now, which was awesome. It goes down perfectly fine, going up. It worked for a minute, you saw, and then it went up and hit a bump and then came back down. It just kept doing that, so I gutted it back out again for the 9th bazillion time. So what I'm gonna do this time, I guess the cause of that would be these little regulator bushings. Basically they go, well, anyways, you gotta pop the motor off and it goes onto the shaft of the motor, which sits right there. So supposedly this is the cause of that problem. So we're gonna try that now. Again, we did the little sliders, which that worked, but let's try to fix that now. So we got everything back together. Here's the real test. We're gonna see if we'll go all the way down and then back up without hitting that little, basically it thinks it's hitting a little bump sensor or something, and it does that little drop back down. So I don't know what else it could be after this point, because we have changed the little square sliders, new clips, that regulator bushing. I mean, all the tracks are greased up, lubed. I mean, everything is moving freely. So cross fingers, we're gonna see if this works. So we got down, now let's go up. Nope. It wants to work. I mean, it's better, but so going down is not the issue. So I am baffled. Well, I mean, I think we made a lot of progress. It's not 100% fixed, so I'm basically gonna need to figure this out. I don't know if it's something maybe in this design, the metal, it's flexed or warped or twist, that where when it's going up, the gear's not catching it, or it thinks, I don't know. Again, I'm learning on these BMWs. I've never worked on a car, one of these cars before, really. I mean, I've done oil changes, I've done some spark plugs. I've never done like this kind of stuff. I mean, we never had a window to begin with, so this is a huge improvement. Just the going up. Nope. Well, darn it. So we're gonna wrap up this video on the window problem with my E36 BMW here. Again, I've never worked on these things. I have no clue what I'm doing. But I mean, I've changed a lot of the parts out that it could be, so I have no clue. So drop a comment below if you have any suggestions on what could be the issue, why I won't go back up. I mean, I guess the ultimate factor to try out is actually changing the motor out, but I don't think that's it. So anyways, I hope you liked the video. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and stay tuned for the next episode.